Hello and welcome back to the fly tying vise. Today we're going to be tying a little sort of Alvin, like fry with a yolk sac or fry with an egg in its mouth, depends on how you think of it. This pattern, I found it really effective in the fall time or when there's eggs around and the trout. That's what the trout are eating, but they like something that kind of darts in front of them that they can chase down and be aggressive with. So yeah, here in the Pacific Northwest, you get salmon in the fall, and you get sea runs, or there's usually a congregation of trout that follow the salmon around. And it's just an effective pattern anyways. Trout like biting at orange. It's an effective searching pattern and for aggressive piscivorous fish. So yeah, I started out with a size 10 mustad streamer hook. You could, smallest I'd go would be a size 12. Not much smaller than 10 is really worthwhile. Not the way I'm doing it. If you have a bead head, like that's orange or something, then you could probably get down to a size 14 if you really wanted to for some reason. But I find most things are good like this with size 10. If you're fishing really big fish, like 2-3 pound trout, or in a bigger river, maybe you want size 8, or I don't know about size 6, but probably size 6 to 12 is about right. Now we're going to get a little bit of something red for the tail. I have some golden pheasant feathers, which I will use, but you can use anything, like some red dyed deer hair would work just fine. Even a little tiny piece of wool. There's the feather. Just a few fibers to give the fly more realism. Now I can have some ultra wire ribbing. Generally something fairly fine. This really, the main purpose is just to add to the stability of your fly, so you can catch 20 fish on it and it will still be in one piece, right? Because the body is not the most solid material, but this kind of wraps everything up and keeps it all bundled up and ready for business. Okay, yeah, so for body, some whatever, this is like mylar tinsel or whatever it's called, something silver. Person could use gold. I like silver because it looks gold in tea-colored water. Then I like wrapping it down and up the shank for added strength and durability. It's one thing I like about tying my own flies. I can make them very durable. They probably aren't really compared to store-bought flies, but I can think they are. This pattern is probably one of my very favorites if I'm going to a new creek and I don't really know what to use. The water looks a bit bigger than I can't see the fish. I know they're not definitely only eating nymphs. It's like the lure of flies. Like, it's quite similar to fishing like a spinner or a spoon or something through the water. You know, you get reaction strikes, but you can finesse this a bit, right? If you go down to the size 12 or even this on the size 10, you can let it sink and you can drag the bottom with it. It's quite versatile. Yeah, it'd be good in the springtime too when the fry have their yolk sacs on. Now a little bit of whatever this flashy stuff is on the back. I like doubling it over, getting like, this is like 6 strands that are, well, 3 and then doubling it to make it 6. This fly is actually going to go to my teacher, my science teacher, who's an avid fly fisherman himself. And yeah, now for the back, for the wing sort of, but to make the body color, this is a fry imitation. We're going to have some faux deer hair. You can use real deer hair, or I don't know what this is. It's something hairy, adds life to the fly. And, that wasn't enough. Adds life to the fly. You could probably go anywhere from brown to green with this. Brown, blue, green, probably any color really. I like blue. It's kind of natural, this grayish blue. Then get a little bit of polar bear hair for the belly to give it some bit of white, and like that. It has that flash to it, this polar bear hair. You can't get the real stuff. This is my grandpa's. I don't know how old this is, but he passed it down to me, so I'll use it for flies that'll catch trout and invest me in these beautiful, I don't know, fish. They're just fish, but there's so much more, you know. You know, if you're watching this video, you probably know. So far, it's a pretty typical fry imitation. Well, to my eyes it is. But now for the part that seals the deal, that makes it different from standard fry. What is this? I forget the name for this. This wool. Orange, like steelheading wool. This stuff has sparkles in it. I'll just get a little bit, and then I loop it over itself. So you get like a ball, sort of. Trim that, because it will get like, it'll sort of degrade over time and become more and more, I don't know what you just say, it'll like kind of all melt together, sort of, but that's okay. The fish don't really care. That's a little secret. Fishermen care a bit more about what the lure looks like than the fish does. Fish care about how you fish it and the general things, but lots of little particular things don't matter as much as fishermen think. I'm guilty of this too. If I just wanted to catch fish, I'd fish a spinner, but I'm not. I'm tying a fly. Yeah, I'm gonna give my science teacher a couple of these, and he might be pretty happy. Hope he accepts them, though. If he doesn't, I'll have to give them to him for Christmas. He has to accept a Christmas present. actually going to tie them, so just get some string and tie it around the hook shank, tie all these fibers, let them sit like that overnight, and that'll sort of make everything a little more in line, because it doesn't have to be so poofy, right? A fry is like a long shape, not a wide shape. But here we are, just a little bit of trimming. There we are. Threads untied. Now trimming this to make it look pretty. Well, you wouldn't catch fish if it was the way it was before. It was too long and the hook was too small proportionally. And there you have it. A deadly pattern for small creeks in the fall time.